Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback. I'm going to go through these as if I'm using your site for the first time, checking usability primarily, and whether all the structure is there that was required, all the content. Even if I've looked at these before, and I have, this is how we're going to be reviewing it, all right? And so make a bulleted list of the comments I give you. You may be required to submit that with your revision, and it will make it much easier for you when you go to make your changes. All right, first, let's just jump right in. Colors, great. You have the disclaimer, good. The year, good. Linked up, perfect. This is the only glassware you have, so I'm going to let that go, but we want to avoid glassware. But the big thing here is the header is too deep. Okay, so that means the logo is too big. It needs to be about an inch or so up here so that we're not scrolling to get to the content when we get to your other pages. So we want to center everything. That would need to be centered if it's there. If you put it in the center, it'll need to be centered, but you can also put it over here, the logo. Then we would be able to get into this quicker. And probably replace this image with this one. Okay, I'll bring all that up. And again, once that header is smaller, we're going to land right here. Higher contrast. All right, can't see what this says because the text is probably white, but definitely want higher contrast there. Again, we want to avoid glassware. So probably use one of the images provided to you with tacos. Okay. Again, we're going to be getting into this much quicker when that header is shorter, and that's what we want. Probably center this or left align this heading. You could also go a little bigger on that. And maybe change the spacing a little, put that maybe with this up here and then separate a little bit these days. But all in all, the content is there. Again, that's going to show up here. Make sure you're using the same fonts for your headings. Glassware, that has to be removed, that image. It'd be good to just get, right in here. You want to extend this text box so we're not having these wonky wraps here, and close up all of this space. But again, that wasn't required, so good job. Remove this because they are seated and it's a food truck without, and they're mostly going to have, paper plates or something like that. Okay, this was to have a form, so you just need to add a form there. But all in all, this is a terrific draft, all right? Do delete the login. Your contact will be last. Just select this and profile and delete those, all right? Great job. All right, Manuel, nice color choices. Let's start from the home. Okay, and we want to link up to the client's professional sites. Curious about that map. Good job. Maps aren't required at all. I know they're an option. The thing is, let's go over here first. Maybe add a little more here. Okay. We need the descriptions, right? There's a lot of placeholders here, and we need the rest of the items. They don't all have to have images, but they do need to be there, all right? Check the prices. Everything is the same. Okay, right? So that needs to be completed. This looks like the online menu. You can delete that. You have it under events. Events isn't needed, so either place the event content here or delete that page. It's possible you were going to use this format, but okay, I don't think so. Yeah. You will need one that says locations, however, so right now you have your locations where? On your Find Us? Okay, you need your schedule. Okay, that is something that is missing. So it's looking great. You just need to set aside several more hours to complete it. And I think you'll be happy with your work when you do that. So I encourage you to do that. All right, Tyra, let's go up here. Again, main thing, you want to get the logo in the header. And you also want to make sure you're using the client colors. I don't have a problem with the purple and pink. You just got to make sure that you're using enough of their blue in this case. You have all your content here. Nice job. This is your footer, and it's way too deep. Okay, the height is too much. So what you need to do is reduce this in size. You don't have to have July, but it's not a big deal. And just make that really small. Your testimonials and your contact can go either on a contact page. Okay, so you're scrolling here, rotating schedule. Okay. Okay. So issue here, you're creating a scrolling page here, and what you need, of course, for this page is just going to be okay, rename contact locations. Okay, and then take all of this, hold on here. Okay, this is all on one page. This. Okay, what I think you should try and do is create another page. Go into your pages and menu, and it will have add a page. Do that and select a contact page, and it will add a contact page here. Okay, then you can rename this location, and it will come down here, which is what it's doing. The our story, this can come out, that's not a real word. So you've got it here, and you've got it here. So remove this strip, remove this image, raise this content up so that when we land on our story, it's right here. But take it all off this home page, which is the long scrolling page. All right, take that out, raise this content, left align it. You don't need all of it, you can edit it. Again, this is going to go on your contact page, and you don't even have to have this. This is going to be smaller, and you're going to greatly reduce your footer to where it's no more than 1.5 inches. Okay. Your menu is fine, except all of this. And that's going to be renamed location. And you're going to create a new contact page, which won't have all of this. Okay. So these are separate pages. This is part of your home page currently. Even that would be better if you created a blank page called locations, one called locations and one called contact. Put this on your locations page and complete the contact page that it will give you. And then you can take this out, and this will be copied onto another page, and all of that will come out. Okay. And this all comes out to where you're just going to have on your home page, something like this, but you don't need this here. You need it up here, right? And then it's going to be on every page. Okay. Good job linking these. Okay. This is a challenging template. The next two will be using this one. It's challenging because the branding has to be changed. This image needs to be blue and not red. Imagine we want to stick to our clients' colors all the time. If we veer from those, we may be going into their competitors' lane. Okay, so it could be that their competitor uses purple and yellow or red, and they really don't. So we've got to be super careful and not just use the colors that came with the template. We've got to use the client colors. So that is linked. That's good. The yellow's okay. We just the red. Okay. So you can either delete this background by going into your site design and changing your background and changing it to a solid blue or something, or adjust that image color. Okay, you need the year down here, the logo up here, of course. That is linked, which is the hard part. Good. It does need a little more here, right? That doesn't really tell us about them. It's telling us about Real Deal Taco. So you could create another about page, and you wouldn't even have to have this link. You could create a new about page and put the actual content in that you were given, that the client gave you. This can come out, or make it larger in another color, something up here. All right, so it has most of the content. It's most of it except the about, and it's just needs some rebranding. All right, so let's take a look at this one. We want to make sure that this is up here and smaller so that we don't see the degradation here. Contact always goes last, so drag that down here when you're in your pages and menu. Just grab it and drag it to the bottom, and it needs to be completed. Let's avoid putting the logo in the back on the scrolling, because it's clipping it, it's cropping it, and clients don't want to see their logos cropped. All right. You need the disclaimer down here in your footer. That's with the assignment. Contrast, we need contrast here, and we need to work on the colors so they're more blue. And again, the reds, we've got to do something about that and make this darker, probably black or blue, so we can read it, but all the content is there. All right. Okay. This will be up here, and you can go into the header, the little orange button, and make sure you freeze it so that it's always there, and it's there now. And then you won't need that here. And you could just make sure that you raise this content, enlarge the text, it's very small, make it more in the blue family, bring it up here and double check where your anchor line is and make sure that the anchor, which right now is right here, once you bring all this up, it'll be fine. And then you'll close up some of the gap and you'll close or take that out. Okay. Yeah, you don't need this. And again, contact goes last. Yeah, contact will go last. You'll remove that background. All right. Okay, everybody, this is a great start on your drafts. Make sure you set several hours aside. This, coming up for week 4 so that you can make all of your revisions. This will be the site that is polished. Week 3, you'll be working on your own site, but it's not going to be completely finished. You'll be bringing it back for web design, okay? All right. Nice job, everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing these finished.